Oh hey, look, this is the Middle East, another peaceful sector of our empire. Well, in this peaceful sector, the Lakhmids are going to overstretch. In their hubris, they are going to move towards our hero city of Amida, leaving their capital undefended. Their plan is to beat us at Amida and move into the softer parts of our empire. Well, that's not going to happen because the hero city of Amida shall stand today. Meanwhile, our desert friends are going to walk straight through the desert and delete the undefended Lakhmid city. With their army gone and their last city gone, we shall eliminate the Lakhmids in this cunning plan. Ladies and gentlemen, lovers of war, traders of great renown, I, the strategic Indian, bid you welcome to my channel, where our motto is think, practice thinking. If you like the content, please do not forget to like and subscribe. Also, leave a comment, which will greatly help with the almighty YouTube algorithm. Wars are expensive. Total wars are totally expensive. Therefore, if you would like to, then you can support my armies and cities via coffee or directly through PayPal. Links are in the description below. Other than a one-time donation, those entering the monthly membership tiers can have my heaven shaker armies named after themselves and watch with pride as they blaze their way to glory. For the city builder in you, whole cities can be named after you, which will last the test of time herself. Thanks in advance for any and all support. Now, on with the show. Welcome to the hero city of Amida. As you can see that this is an excellent position with a central citadel which is protected by one barricade, which we are going to put in the near the top of the map, near entry point 1, where a lot of the enemy infantry is going to enter from and of course get into a lot of grief. The enemy does have numbers, but numbers don't count for anything. This is a hero city and its heroic people are going to do a heroic victory. And heroic, yeah, did we mention heroic? Yes, heroic. So there we go. The way we have put it is that we have put our slingers on the barricades. We are going to have very nicely kept slingers on the ramparts, slingers here, slingers there, slingers everywhere. Enemy is going to come in through entry points 1, 2 and 3, 4 and 5 they don't even try anything with. And we are going to keep our cavalry hidden, which is going to be used to take out their mercenary onagers, which I have not even put into the map because yeah, they're going to get annihilated. The enemy is going to press towards the barricades where they are going to be greeted by these small round pebbles, which are going to be donated by our slingers en masse, free of charge. And of course, we expect after a nice bit of hammering, whether their general dies or not, whether they can reach to the barricade or to our stationary testudo, these guys are going to give up. They have to run and we are going to catch them all. This is where our cavalry is going to come in. We are going to try to do the best mop up that we can. Of course, if some of them get away, they won't get far. They're going to use up their movement points already. So we are going to get them in the next turn. Now comes the most important city of Hira, which is the capital of the Lakhmids, where we have to fight. We're going to fight from the front direction, and there are two towers whose outlines I have shown in this light red circle, and we can see this beautiful Garden of Eden, which we are going to use to place our troops. We have got the garrison, and the most dangerous unit in this garrison of the Lakhmids are going to be these Persian archers or Armenian archers or whatever these guys are called. They're pretty competent troops. They can fight melee, but their shafts can really penetrate. And what we don't have is too much infantry, but we are going to pull through. Let's hope they don't come out of the city, because if they do, everything will be completely messed up. Right, so the cowardly general of the Lakhmids is going to place himself towards the back in the center of the citadel while moving his minions to the front. Our great general is going to stay towards one side along with our infantry and cavalry, while our intrepid heroes of of the Slinger Kingdom and Archer progeny are going to move forward into this Garden of Eden, where we are going to start donating and keep donating all of our projectiles till all of these units which are in the front are going to get decimated, and we are going to then charge their archers with our heavy cavalry. That's all we can pull off, probably one heavy cavalry to just clean wipe this last remaining remnants of this garrison. We don't have enough projectiles, we are going to have to do with what we do have. Finally, their general, who has stacked up all his Bored Ape and his cryptocurrency in the citadel, is going to get completely crushed in his citadel while watching his NFT values go to zero. This will give this glorious scene, and we are going to raise this city. Glorious scene, glorious this, faction destroyed, and boys literally want one thing, and it's effing disgusting. Finally, let's have a look at our situation map. In the Palestinian sector of the Asian theater, we have also used 6th Army, which has destroyed the Hassanids, into destroying the Lakhmids. So we now have an option of seeing what we can do with this army, whether we can keep moving it forward because it's really at the end of its strength. If not, we will just have to disband it, get the upkeep back, and then counterattack in another manner. We now also have to prepare for Makran and Mazun, who will be also coming in this sector. We will just have to see how that situation is going to develop. We had ended the turn in the previous one, and the only thing that we saw from this previous turn, a little sneak peek preview, was where we destroyed the Tanukids. So that gave me a lot of joy, a lot of sunshine, a lot of memory of vitamin D. And I used to polish off that victory statue that I got, that nice little victory trophy of destroying the Tanukids. We have got some time to talk about the different fronts and the people. So right now you can see mostly European factions which are playing out, and we have involved them in silly wars. We don't expect them to come for us. Only thing which is coming for us are Aksum, Himyar. We'll have to see, because if both of these guys come, oh, this is dangerous. Yeah, both of them are coming for us. For all the memes we stole, boys. Right, here comes the Lakhmids, exactly as clockwork. And this is the hero city of Amida, of course, and a lot of enemy blood and our friendly blood is going to be shed over here. But we are going to win. I think I removed some troops which I had in this army before I initiated the fight, because I really wanted this fight to go through, that they see that we are weakened, and they do indeed come for us. Anyways, this is the city. They are coming towards entry points 1 and 2, and one of our cavalry has already swung around and is going for their mercenary onager. I'll have to be careful that I don't lose too many troops while I do this approach, so I'm trying to move them in a manner which is orthogonal to the direction in which they can throw the rocks. A second set of cavalry is kept well back and hidden, because sometimes they can find your boys, and if they do that, then you cannot fight with the Persian cavalry. So be careful that you don't get engaged. So right now we are going to use one scout equities to move forward and take out this onager. Meanwhile, we are seeing that I've kept slingers on the barricade, because yeah, they're devastating, and I've kept cohorts on these ramparts right here so that they can fire on these Arabic desert raiders and whatever these horses units are, and I'm firing them one at a time so that I don't double kill anybody. Here come our horses for their onager, and of course their onager is not going to survive, spoiler alert, along with most of their army. And now a lot of people have come near the barricades. Let's go. We are going to open fire, and we are going to really cream these things. These people are going to get a terrible headache when they wake up. Oh, they are not going to wake up tomorrow, so then it's okay. Well, if they did wake up, they would wake up with a headache. That's what I wanted to say. We have neutralized their onager right now. They have come in and charged at our comitatense spears. Oh, these are still Limitani border guards. I don't care. They are not going to go through. Tier 1 Roman infantry can handle quite a lot. It's very competent. And unless you have, strangely for some reason I have noticed that if you have freemen or scavenger mobs, which are also tier 1, but these are unique units of the Alamans and the Franks respectively. Remember, we fought them in all the way back in the Western Roman Empire. They were pretty devastating to our even our cohorts. I don't know why that happened, but alright. But tier 1 infantry, Roman infantry, is pretty confident. Let's enjoy our slingers who are working on this infantry which are coming in, and I'm going to now start firing at the desert levy which is nearest to our barricade. I would have liked to continue donating to their horses, but I can kill off their horses with my archers firing fire shot as well. Now in the center where they are coming in, I have kept my general there so that they are actually enticed to do a charge. And as I said, I'm not really afraid of using my general at times. If they are at full capacity, full bodyguard units, I don't mind putting them in the fight. Now our horses which have cleaned up their onager is now moving towards these archers, because these archers can give us a hard time. Desert factions, especially Sassanid Empire, their archers are pretty dangerous, so I have quite a lot of healthy amount of respect for them. And you do not want them working too long. As soon as you see that they've started working on your troops, you want to pull them back and you want to neutralize them. Basically, you want to pull your own troops back. So right now I'm moving my horses in frantically. Let's see if we are able to catch these archers of theirs before they are they can get into the city and probably get behind their infantry line. So we'll have to prevent that. One unit of slinger has done firing, so I'm going to put the next unit. So the next tranche of donations are going to continue. Our archers have started donating. Look at that beautiful arch that we are firing in. I prefer to fire in this way because then they go over the top of the heads of my boys and right into their faces. If you have in Attila especially, if you have people firing from behind your units, then they are going to just fire into the backs of your units, and that's pretty bad. It's pretty bad because you get friendly fire, and friendly fire, as I say, is a real thing because Attila Total War is a real game. It's not a Cartoon Network game like Warhammer, where right now when I go to the Reddit of Warhammer, it's completely insufferable, because more insufferable than it mostly is, because the Total War subreddit is mostly a subreddit of Total War Warhammer, so there is no discussion, very little discussion of Attila, which is just a classic, and it's not recognized as a classic because kids don't want to play a tough game. You want to just play a very easy game, and that's what Warhammer is essentially. It's the enemy is not aggressive. There are videos which you can find on the internet where in turn 2 or 3 you can go and get a tier 5 city. And there are step-by-step processes where you just go and get a tier 5 city. That doesn't happen in Attila. You don't decide which place you're going to go and conquer. You in Attila basically decide where the hell you're going to turtle and hide and pray to the gods that the enemy doesn't come and grab you. That's what Attila is versus Warhammer, where there are also these nice posts, nice in quotes of course, where there are people where they say that, hey, pick a faction which I'm going to decimate, which I'm going to eliminate, and that's getting the views, it's getting the upvotes. And so you can basically, on the advice of complete strangers who don't have any idea of what you're doing, they tell you, go from your capital and destroy so and so. And you go ahead and do that because your strategic necessities do not require you to keep the bigger picture and plan. Here, we on turn 1 itself, we made the plan of what we are going to do. There is absolutely nothing which is fixed at this point. There is no guarantee that the Eastern Roman Empire can actually do this is Total War and not lose a single fight. I cannot just willy-nilly choose which faction I would like to go after. Whichever faction is either coming into my trap, or we have some way of going out and getting, are what we are doing. If you told me that, hey, leave everything, pick up, go to the White Huns and destroy the White Huns, because yeah, that's for the boys. Let's do that. I can't do that. Even if I wanted to, there is no way I'm going to walk through the Sassanid Empire and they're going to allow me to do that, which probably happens in Warhammer, and just destroy whichever XYZ faction that is chosen on Reddit. That's not what Attila is, and that's why we love this. This is why this game is such a cult classic. As you can see right now, I am not getting my horses tangled into a fight. I am moving them in different parts of the city so that I can go ahead and do the proper amount of mop up. So if I clump up all of my horses in one place, then I won't be able to get people who are running away from different directions. So one part is kept somewhere. Meanwhile, as soon as I see an opportunity right here, the desert bowmen were unguarded. Here we go in for a charge. But I have to keep an eye on this because that desert tribesman unit, that sword unit next to it, is going to come and help the archers, which doesn't happen in less aggressive Total Wars. When you play, say, Rome Total War, even with 5,000 mods, is not a difficult game. It's a very easy game. The game is not going after you and making you survive. It's not making you work hard. That's what Attila does, and that's why we love it. That's why, for example, here, alright, this is a great city. We got their general. I don't need to get their general per se. I would have liked to prolong the game because I would have killed far more people in melee, but that is what this game gives you. You just don't have an option of, let's go kill the general and we win. In certain cases, you actually sit, hope and pray that you kill their general. For example, when we did it for the Visigoths, because the Gothic warbands were a tremendously dangerous unit. Unit par compare. There's nothing in the entire world which is as dangerous as Gothic warbands. Anyways, these guys are folding. I had to vent about Reddit. You know my views on social media, especially LinkedIn. Our cavalry boys are placed already in strategic parts of the city, and we got most of them. Some of the horses got away, which is very difficult to catch up because they run early, and so we got most of these guys. I'm going to take the gold because I didn't lose any infantry. This is a heroic victory because this is, of course, a heroic city of Amida. A lot of enemy blood is continuing to be shed over here, which gives us a lot of vitamin D. Sassanid Empire, they are going to pile on their mistakes, never stop an enemy when they are committing an error. They are going to pull back their wounded units towards Nisibis, and they are pouring more units towards Nisibis to either go for Tosp and go for Amida, which we are going to welcome them in either of these two cities, and that's why I went ahead and took this city of Tosp. If I didn't do that, they would have gone from I think I should talk about that in a different episode because that part of the map is gone. Western Roman Empire is 1 like equals 1 life saved. Gepids came in, but they didn't attack me at Marcianopolis. I wanted them to do that, but I don't know why. They probably want to starve me out. We'll see what we can do. I have a few armies nearby. Abbaskia is not going to do anything. Kartli is also not going to come down. Nubatia is moving in. That's our ex-puppet state, one of our faithful friends. Nothing that I can do. Here are the wandering factions. Iazyges have us besieged in that province in the Balkans, but they don't do anything, which worries me because now I have two cities in the Balkans which are besieged, one by Iazyges, one by the Gepids, so I'll have to see what I do over there. Well, that's the Lakhmid general who has died. Let's look over our entire situation of the empire. In Berenice, we have got some mercenaries. Let's take that. And I'm also going to try to go over to the next place, which is great. More mercenaries, great. Let's pick it off of their hands. Let's polish off these mercenaries, and let's go back into Berenice, which we are going to, of course, hold. And we are going to hire a navy over here because I see both the Aksum and who's that guy? Himyar are coming for us, so then probably it will be difficult for just, and they'll come by boat, so that's why I need a navy over here. I'm going to take this landowner guy because if he levels up, I can make him a great governor because he can give me 10% on what do you call that? 10% on agricultural income, so that is a good guy. I'm going to take some mercenaries. I'm going to hire some troops. I'm going to set some troops, some navy troops to train some bowmen or javelin men, whatever. This is the army which had destroyed the Lakhmids, and right now we are near the city of Hira, which we can see. This is the enemy Lakhmid city. Let's put forward our priest. So priest is acting as a spy over here. This is their tier 2 city, so that is why it's a bit difficult. Because we have to go straight through the desert. Our boys are going to take attrition, and this is an army which has fought the Ghassanids, and also it didn't have that much time to train any troops. But we don't have an option. If we let them recover over here, they are going to get us. So let's go into the great enemy city of Hira. It's a beautiful city. That's why I love Attila. The cities are beautiful, and it goes for the most beautiful faction, which are humans. Here goes our archer fires. This is where we are, between the two towers. This is the Garden of Eden that I promised you, and I have moved forward my archers while having my infantry nearby. The reason is that they can be in a stationary testudo and absorb fire from their Armenian archers, which are very, very dangerous units. Armenian archers, Persian archers, whatever. That purple united guy, that's a nice unit. I wish I had units like that. Right, so for example, here they are firing on our cohorts. I noticed that a little late, and now I'm going to turn my infantry around so that they are facing them, and they're within a clump of trees, which is excellent because then those trees also absorb some of those arrows. And let's get into stationary testudo. Ideally, in an ideal world, I should have had Limitani border guards doing this, but Limitani border guards are already half strength, and I don't think if they're half strength they can absorb a full unit of archers firing at them. So that is why I had these cohorts come and get into stationary testudo. They won't be as nice, but yeah, nice is not what we want in war. We want what we have and not what we wish we had. I, in this fight, do not break down any of their towers. The reason is, if you break down their towers, then they come out of the city. And if this army comes out of our city, it's GG. Out of their city, it's GG. I won't be able to, not in 1,000 years. No, I don't have any infantry line. I have a lot of towers still up, so I won't be able to even anchor myself to any of the walls of the enemy. So here I'm going to pull back one of my cohorts because they're taking quite a lot of help, and I'm going to move another cohort unit. That might get their archers to come out because they try to fire on that unit of cohorts which is actually pulling back. So they're getting out of the range and they try to close the range and they move back. So here they fire another volley. As I said, this Armenian archer is going to give us quite a lot of grief. Kurdish archers, that's the name. Oh, Kurdish archers. Very dangerous troops. Anyways, we have got some of their idiot horses in the front of the city, which we are going to fire. I think this unit of stationary testudo is much better. And they're also behind a few more trees. So I will be able to absorb quite well their fire. But yeah, nothing that we can do about it. We'll just have to be patient over here. Patience is really the name of the game. I'm going to move my Sagittarii around so that any fire which spreading out, doesn't hit the units nearby. I'm also going to move a unit of Limitani border guards right behind so that my archers are still safe, and then maybe I can move my cohorts behind, and my Limitani can be the one which can act as a sponge. Lakhmid scouts are already wavering. That is a unit which desert factions get. Some desert factions get, for example, the Sassanids get them, and of course the Lakhmids get them. That's their homeboys. Kurdish archers, man, that's a tough unit. We are doing fire shot at our cavalry units because, then you get 15 plus 15 additional damage. Man, that horse guy got knocked off his horse from an arrow. Got it right in his face or in his chest, and he got knocked off. This unit of Lakhmid scouts is running, but I'm not going to move my archers forward because these guys might come back, or there they go, they have rallied their units, so they might come back. Their Kurdish archers have killed 32 of my boys, and they are moving forward a little bit, so that's a bit worrisome. And I'm going to, in this little bit of downtime that I have, I'm going to reform my stationary testudo, so that if there are holes in the stationary testudo, then they can be plugged. These Kurdish archers moving forward are already giving me quite a lot of anxiety because they might be coming for my Sagittarii, which are completely unarmored units, and that would be terrible. So I have to move I have no idea where these guys plan to fire, on what units, whether my general or whomsoever. I can't charge, so I'll have to just watch what happens. Oh, they're firing on my camels. My god, the AI is so smart. The AI understood that the camels are the most dangerous units for it, and it started to fire on it. I was looking away for a sweet hot second, and that's what it does. What a beautiful AI. What a beautiful. I could kiss the head of the guy who developed the AI of Attila. Really, and I really don't mean any memes, no homo, but man, that, and if it was a lady, then it's fine. But that guy was really smart. I still remember the biggest meme was where before the launch of Rome 2, which was really hyped up, and then it was a great fail at launch. There was this guy, who was sitting there very coy, very confident of his abilities before the launch of Rome 2. And he was saying that, this is going to be the most difficult AI. We have given a lot of resources to the AI. The AI wants to win the battle naturally. And then Rome 2 came out, and it was, complete, terrible shit show, because it was just a terrible game. It was so badly done, so badly designed, so many flaws. The AI was dead on arrival, and and that's why, despite all the 1 million mods, Rome 2 is still a very easy game. Even mods which have come out in 2023 last week, they have been terrible. I was not impressed. Of course, I looked at normal gameplay, and then normal difficulty is, of course, normal difficulty. But still, I don't see how it can be made difficult. If that is what the morning is, morning shows the day, and we are now going to turn our archers around because nobody is coming near to entry point 3, and therefore I will move them so that I can fire towards entry point 2, and we are going to start firing on their horses initially, because those guys have a few projectiles which can fire. There, you see how intelligent the AI is. Immediately they see that the Kurdish archers are in danger, and that they are in the range of their towers. They come out to fight you, and I'll have to pull my camels back, because there is a penalty which you have for disentanglement. So as soon as you entangle with anybody, and if you unentangle, oh, this is dangerous there. Thank God they turned away. They fired at our camels. Our camels got hit at the back. This was not good. Anyways, we had to do it because that Kurdish archer unit had to be brought down to size. So I'm now moving my cohorts forward so that they can throw a few of their javelins, because all of those javelins have to count. and I'm constantly making sure I'm out of range of that tower, because towers are devastating. I'm not going to fire on that Kurdish archers because that unit. Look at this. This is aggravating. See, they're firing out my cohorts because cohorts don't take fire as well. And second of all, they have got projectiles which I can donate to the enemy. That is how good the AI is. It literally sees that what is the most dangerous unit. Okay, here it should be the camel warriors. Camel warriors are out of range. I don't want to close towards the enemy because they can throw javelins. Therefore, let me fire at the guy who has the javelins. That's how smart it is. It goes and fires on the cohorts rather than on the Limitani bodyguards. God, I love Attila. If you don't know, this is why I love this game. 7 years? No, it's 8 years since Attila came out. 8 years. Still in love with this game. What a beauty it has been. What a beauty. It's really like a tough school teacher who really teaches you a lot, but it also gives its love really hard. It's one hard mistress. These Kurdish archers are finally done firing. They have killed 100 people. I don't know how many people I brought, but 100 people that I killed are all people who had projectiles which I could have donated. So what else can I do? Now I'm going to move forward my cohorts near this unit of horses which came back after rallying, this Lakhmid scouts, because I don't want to fire Sagittarii bolts at them, because I don't want to give them the honor, because I would rather. So why would I not fire with the Sagittarii? If I fire with the Sagittarii, they're going to fire one entire shot, and there was only 15 of these people, so 100 Sagittarii would all fire, and I would lose a lot of arrows in that, because I would lose one unit of ammunition. I just have very few units of ammunition. One guy has got 2 units, other has got probably 8-9 units of arrows left, so I really cannot donate it to some quarter strength Lakhmid scout which is already wavering. So it's far better used to give the fire from my unit of cohorts. Now we are going to pull back again. So let's take stock. At this stage we have driven off 2 units of horses, one Lakhmid scout and another desert raider. We have exhausted the ammunition of the Kurdish archers, which is fantastic, and so the most dangerous troops right now are those desert javelin throwers. They have, I think, 8 units, so I will have to give them some fire shots, and then we will have to fight our way through this desert levee, which I will just have to do man on man in entry point 3. And I'll try to see if I can hammer an anvil with my camel warrior. So for that reason, I will have to make sure that this desert mounted skirmishers are completely gone. Like gone. They have to be gone from the battlefield. They cannot intervene at all. And I will have to make sure that I have at least a few camels left for the general, because the general is a horse unit, and if there are camels in the vicinity, then horses get scared, and that's a little bit hit to their morale, which is something that I will have to actually go ahead and use. I'm going to use the full contingent of archers to fire on this unit of desert mounted skirmishers, because I do want to give a large volume of fire, and 2 units of Sagittarii firing at the same unit is not a very good unit of use of my ammunition, and at this stage ammunition is critical. It really is critical. I have to weaken this unit of desert levy because my cohorts, etc. Well, I think at this point the balance is beginning to tip on my side, because I do have 2 full units of cohorts. If I add up those numbers, I think I have close to 240 to 300 cohorts, and if I can get rid of these last unit of horses with fire shot, Then I can move my cohorts forward, donate my javelins to that desert levy right to their faces. I want to move in really close and just fire it at their faces. So at this stage, all that remains for me to do are two things: get rid of this mounted javelin unit and keep some camels alive, so that I can go and hammer and anvil this desert levy, and also to go and scare their general. And therefore I will also require a little bit of infantry left. So now let's go and enjoy the show. We are going to fire continuously at this at these horses. We are firing over these houses, and they have placed themselves orthogonally to my boys, which makes some of these arrows which are firing, as you can see, they're firing over their heads. Now if this was Warhammer, none of this would matter, because if you fire and you are an ogre or you are a goblin, then the fire will just hit. So don't worry about this. But real life problems, real life battlefield simulation and battlefield conditions is only there in Attila and not there in these other games. So here we can see also another thing is that the first few units of fire that you do on the enemy, they actually weaken these horses. So you want to ensure that you have ammunition towards the end, when these guys are weakened after getting hit by 2 or 3 fire arrows, then they are also going to get done. Anyways, this is what we are going to basically focus on. Let's look at these beautiful horses who have turned out. If this army came out to fight us, we would have quite a hard time, because they would have 2 units of cavalry, which would these horses are running now. These horses have had enough of fire. But if they come back, I would have gotten them. Anyways, we have moved our infantry right in front of the general, and I'm going to keep my boys in station at Testudo, because their general can charge me at the last moment. And we're going to rest up a little bit, because what good is a warrior who charges when out of breath. I'm also going to move my general forward. So 1 unit of cohort was lost while fighting that unit of desert levy. And the weakest unit of cohort is being kept in front of the general, so that in case he wishes to charge it, and then he can charge that weak unit of cohort, which will be fine for me, because the general will just waste his energies on that one single charge. Meanwhile, our committed and our Limitani border guards are going to now charge the general. So we have kept our camels nearby. Everybody charges. Let's go. Full charge. Let's go. And our general is going to go into Testudo. He's going to debuff the enemy. Our camels are coming in. Let's go into the viewpoint of our camels. Here come the camel warriors. These always move at a very slow pace, very leisurely, and then they just plow through. Look at them. Here they build up speed and whack. There we got them, boys. We hit the general really good, and this general doesn't have a chance. His entire army is gone. This is the governor of the main city of Hira. Their last battered army is near our hero city of Amida, which we are going to destroy. We are going to destroy this city, and therefore no assets will be left to the Lakhmids, and they shall be eliminated. One of the sons of the Sassanids, they are their puppet states. They have listened to the words of the Sassanid Empire. They have poisoned their ears against us, and our camels are pulling through, and there we go. Victory, beautiful victory. Look at this. Our boys are just going after their general. Now we have gotten a close victory. We put in 800 people and we lost 200. 100 of those were to those Kurdish archers. 142 people they killed. 142 people they managed to kill out of 280. 50% casualties is from that one unit. They lost a few to towers, but it's okay. This army cannot do anything, I think. I can try to push towards a Sassanid coastal city, but which is modern day Kuwait, but I don't think I can do that. Right, close victory, I don't care. Let's get our small violins out and let's go ahead and sack it for 800 gold. And we are, of course, not going to occupy anything in Arabia Magna. No point, because we won't be able to hold it. This army is a joke. We have a great army of the Sassanids at Ctesiphon, and they can just walk down. But anyways, let's now go for this particular army, the last unit of the Lakhmids. So let's push forward. They move back, and they're still within a range of our army. And of course, be very careful that you can return back to Amida. So yes, we can, because we have more than half our movement speed left. We are going to go in, and we are going to go in gung-ho, because this guy is at the end of the ropes. There, we got him. We got him, boys. We got him. Army of the Lakhmids is dead. We are going to take the money, because money is what we need. We didn't lose that many people, so there's no point trying to replenish troops. And now we are going to take this city, this army back to Amida. And before that, let's give points to Flavius Timasius. We are going to give him some, he's going to be a fighting general, so we are going to give him some fighting tactics for better cavalry and better ship. I don't know why that stupid point is there. Well, because it should be not mandatory to give points to that, but we have to anyways. Now, finally, the moment we have been waiting for, let's go for it. Let's destroy the city of Hira. We are going to set even the desert sands on fire. Glass shall be there where trees used to go. All the orchards have been burnt. This has been the Strategic Indian, signing out.